Welcome to Goat Island. I'm your host, Big Ka Huzzi, and this is your weekly sports. And the air is thick with tension, the Giants are stirring, and every fan's pulses is racing. The Rugby Championship and the Premier League both roll back this weekend, and we've got UFC 319. The fire's ready to burn. And we don't just watch, we ride for our teams, always back the boys. After the wait, the moment hits, our boys, the Reds, open the Premier League campaign this Friday, August 15th, 9 p.m. SAS tea time, live from Anfield. The fortress awakens. No better place to be Friday night than Anfield. The 2025-2026 season kicks off and the Reds are hungry for more. Expect fire, passion, and a statement game against Bournemouth. Who? And for international rugby, the Rugby Championship opens up this Saturday, August 16th. The Bokke hit Ellis Park against the Aussies at 5 p.m. SAST time, and later the All Blacks clash with Los Pumas at 11 p.m. SAST. It's the return of war. It's more than just a game. It's pride, it's passion, it's our identity. Back the boys, always. And blood, legacy, aura, the UFC universe moves and shakes. Fighters, ready. Now, in news, Jon Jones and Conor McGregor are both back in the UFC testing pool, with both of the cokeheads having successful tests since re-entering. White House comebacks looking quite serious. Let's see what's next. And of course, it's fight week for DDP. Slaton Dricus, make us proud. And now, what's Hunter's number? Of course, this month is big boy problems, trying to fix the mess Jon Jones left in the heavyweight division. And this week, we are looking at what we would do if Hunter would just pick up the damn phone in terms of number one contenders fights. And we got two options for you. Our first option is Sergey Pavlovich versus Derek Lewis. And look, this fight already happened. Sergey did Derek dirty last time by that quick knockout, which is usually what Derek hands out to opponents, but Derek's bounced back strong. This fight is a chance to settle scores and shake up the heavyweight pecking order. Sergey is already there at the top, but of course, with a loss to the current champ, Tom, it's looking less likely that he will be that number one title contender. A win here means he's right back in the conversation. And on the flip side, Derek has dropped in the rankings drastically, but has continued to give knockout finishes in fights. If he could win this rematch, it would see him jump back up in the rankings and be a relevant title contender. And our second option, Alexander Volkov versus Curtis Blades. Now, this is another rematch. Blades took the first fight by decision, but the rankings didn't show it. Now you've seen Curtis Blades drop again and Volkov stay right there at the top. But again, even though he's at the top, it's no sign of him fighting for the title, with Tom having done away with so many other heavyweight elites. This is a similar thing to the first option, where you get a rematch option to re-establish someone high in the rankings, except this time you've got Volkov, who's already at the top. And maybe his leg back in this fight is what can put him right back in the title conversation. And on the flip side, Curtis Blades has that shot to get back into the top 3. Both men are hungry for redemption and climbing. This fight is big. Now look, heavyweight's a mess, but these rematches bring meaning. And all of this while new blood rises. These fight answers big questions and keep the division alive whilst the fresh meat climbs up the rankings, which is exactly what we want. So Hunter, pick up your phone. And look, Liverpool might not do if buts or maybes, but here on Goat Island, especially in Fighters Ready, we do. And of course, August is all about Amanda the GOAT. And this week's what if is, what if Amanda never faced an outdated robot? Of course, referring to when Amanda faced Chris Cyborg for her featherweight title back at UFC 232. If she had been against fresher blood, would she still have dominated? The truth is, at that point in time, it didn't matter who you put in front of Amanda. Amanda was unstoppable. You could have just lined them up, stacked them, and she would have cut them down. Amanda was destined to become one of the greatest champions in UFC history and one of very few 2 division champs. And she was going to do it this night regardless of who was facing her for the women's featherweight title. Now, this weekend, DDP is not just defending a belt. He's defending a country, a people, a mindset. Slap on Dricus. And shoot first, shoot often. It's just heat on this side. Always. Of course, we gotta look at who's the GOAT. And since it's the second week of the month, that means it's our end of an era topic where we look at the end of the women's diva era from WrestleMania 32 onwards. And this week's best of is best of gimmicks. We gotta put the spotlight on the women who changed the game from divas to superstars. And I'll go pick for the best of gimmicks since the end of the divas era is Rhea Ripley's mommy gimmick. From newcomer to main eventer, mommy gave Rhea a personality as fierce as her talent. She's not just a top female star. She's WWE's top attraction. Mommy took her from newcomer on the main roster to weird angle with Mysterio's son to now top 3 attractions to the company regardless of gender. In WWE's new era, the gimmicks reign supreme and mommy's always on top. Now for the graft, for the growth, this is 40G for the gains. And this week, we gotta go down to Showdown, where we focus on nutrition and dieting for the gains. Now, if you're struggling to hit your protein goals, our tip for this week, grab some ready-made protein milk. I'll pick first choice high protein recovery milk. Chocolate flavor is goat. For under $25, you get 21 grams of protein per quarter liter, low fat, and easy to sip on all day. Peak protein, no misses, and it doesn't break the bank. Fuel right, train hard, gains come to those who chow smart. And that's a wrap for this week's sport. You should like and subscribe. And if you have any thoughts, drop a comment. And from Goat Island, this is the Big Ka Huzzi. We'll check you again.